Well, I know a lot many people will not like this video because I haven't read so many of popular authors. But if I was making this video like a couple of years back, Brandon Sanderson, Stephen King, Agatha Christie, J. Christoph, Nicholas Sparks, Leigh Bardugo, all these authors would have been in this list, but they are not. And I've actually read these authors. So it's a journey, like reading is a journey, and you every day like come across new authors and all those things. So I'll be discovering these authors probably this year, maybe next, but I'm looking forward to read them. And please just like this video, and I'm so close to like 1k subscribers. Do hit the subscribe button if you haven't done already. I'm so close to it. So yeah, just looking forward to get to that milestone. Hey guys, and welcome back to my new video. I hope everyone's doing absolutely fine. For those new to my channel, I'm the woman. You will find book reviews, unboxings, vlogs, and a lot many other fun stuff related to books and fandom. So if you're into that kind of stuff, you can hit the subscribe button. And now let's start with this video to get to that milestone. But anyhow, I'm making this video just because I need some recommendations. Now I can go to Goodreads or any other platform like Bookstagram and all those things to see what all books I can read by these authors that I'll be naming in this video. But I'm not doing that because I wanted to know from you all like what all the books, what are the underappreciated and underrated books by these authors. Well, I know you are getting a little confused, but giving you example of Agatha Christie, the author I totally love and adore. So I've read like 10 books by her, and when I ask for recommendations about her books, so what I get is and then there were none, and the Murder on the Orient Express and Death on the Nile, and these are the books that are super popular. So everyone like recommend these books only, and in the starting I used to like recommend these books only, but there are 80 something books by her. So there must be some underrated, underappreciated books that are better than maybe And Then There Were None or maybe Murder on the Orient Express. So I'm looking for such type of reads with the help of this video. So I'm looking forward to get, if you have read like any of those authors that I'll point out in this video, so you can leave your one of the favorite books by those authors in the comment section below. And this will be like beneficial for other people as well, because they can like follow the thread and can see if they should read that book or not. So that's the main objective of this book, to know each other and to know what all books you have read by these authors and what should I read from them. So let's start with this video and see what all authors I have with me, and just start. Let's talk about the first author, and he's super popular. So the name is Neil Gaiman. So I've heard of this author from his Sandman, Norse mythology, and all those works that he did like American Gods. So I've heard of him a lot, but never like really got around reading his books. Like if I were given a chance to read any of his books, so I would have started from Norse mythology because I've heard a lot about that book. But if there is any like under appreciated book or underrated book by this author, you can surely comment down below and let me know. And one of the other books by him is totally over here. So this is Good Omens. So I just own one book by Neil Gaiman. I long back purchased one book by him that was an illustrated edition, and I sent that book to my secret Santee. So yeah, those were the two books till now that I've purchased. But if you have any recommendations with you, you can surely tell me in the comment section below. So this is one of the first authors, sci-fi and fantasy authors, that I'm looking forward to read, and I haven't like really read any book by him. So I was talking about Good Omens, so we can't really miss Terry Pratchett from it. So Terry Pratchett is again one of those authors that I'm yet to read, and I know him from his like Good Omens and Discworld series. So Discworld is a series with so many books, and I'm a little scared of that series because of the length of them, and I'm quite not actually sure if I'll be purchasing them or I'll be reading them on Kindle. But I can quite easily find those books at book fair. So do let me know. Like I've seen Discworld can be read in a number of like ways. I don't know, I just own one book by him, so let me just quickly fetch it for you. So this is Terry Pratchett's Reaper Man, and I believe this is 11th in the series, that is Discworld. So I haven't read Discworld as I was saying, but I believe this is also second novel in Death series, I think after Mort. I'm not sure. Like one of my friends was reading like Mort, so he said you can read Reaper Man and you just don't have to read the first 10 books. You can just read one book and can continue with it. So do let me know if I can read it or not. Like I'm not too sure like if I should go with the sequence or I should like read Mort and then this one, or if I'll get a gist of it after reading, like after skipping those 10 books. I'm not quite sure, but this will be the first book, I believe, by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett that I'll be reading. And I've heard of this author a lot, and he writes sci-fi fantasy again, so just looking forward to and counting days when I'll be reading this book. But you can drop your Rex if you want to. So the next author is in fiction category, and many people will get pissed after hearing his name because I haven't read his books, and many people are big fan of Haruki Murakami. So this is one of those other authors that I'm yet to read, and I know I'm one of those people who is left out from the majority. Majority have read Murakami and all those books. So I've heard of Kafka on the Shore and Norwegian Wood by this author, so most probably I'll read those. Other than that, I own actually one Murakami. I don't have Kafka on the Shore and Norwegian Wood with me, but I have Killing Commendator, this big hardcover with me. So most probably I'll read this book first because I own it, but yeah, I can read Kafka as well because that comes into stock on Flipkart sale every now and then, so I'll probably get that book. Don't get mad, I'll definitely read this author this year only. So third in the list was Haruki Murakami. Well, the next author is in crime fiction category, so the fourth number is Sir Author Conan Doyle. So this is the author of Sherlock series, the person who actually wrote Sherlock Holmes character, the famous detective, that we are known of. So I've seen quite a few adaptations of Sherlock. I've seen Benedict Cumberbatch, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Then I've seen Henry Cavill recently in Enola Holmes, and then I've seen Robert Downey Jr. So these were the three people that I've seen work of. These three portrayed the character of Sherlock Holmes in movies and series, and I totally love this character. So I haven't read any other detective from any other novel other than Hercule Poirot or maybe Michael Blomkvist from Millennium Trilogy, but I'm looking forward to read these books. And these are pretty old books, written long way back, but I'm looking forward to them. So I'm not exactly sure. I believe 10 to 11 books are there, not including short stories, but the books like Study in the Pink or maybe Hound of Baskerville. So these were the books that I've heard of, and I know these names because the episodes were named after them. The episodes that came in that BBC series of Sherlock with Benedict Cumberbatch. So this is again one of those authors that I'm looking forward to read from so long, and I'm a big fan of Sherlock. I'm in my mind place, here it says. So I'm a big fan of Sherlock, and I'm looking forward to, big fan because I've seen movies and TV series. Just don't hate me because I haven't read books, but I got merch and all, so I got it because I loved those movie series. But do let me know what book I should read first. Maybe I'll go ahead with a publication order, and the Study in the Pink, I believe, is the first one in it. So let's see what I'll read, but this is one of those authors I'm looking forward to read from so long. The fifth in the line is Robin Hobb, who also writes sci-fi fantasy. So I know I'm taking many authors from fantasy genre, but that is my favorite and I just love that genre. So the maximum number of authors in this list will be of fantasy as well. So this is again one of those authors that I'm yet to read, and I've heard of her a lot. The magic systems he created is on the similar lines like Cosmere, many series, different series in a particular universe. I think I have heard of Farsi trilogy. I believe the first in it was Apprentice or something on the similar lines. I've seen the cover of the same, but I'm not too sure. I forgot the name of the title. But I'm looking forward to start any of those series. So I want to know two things for this author. So first is which book to start, which series to start from her universe, from the universe she created. And the second question is pretty basic, that is what is the reading order to read Robin Hobb? I always get confused when I see the reading order, different reading orders. The best I believe is always go ahead with publication order, but many people give so many of reading orders to series. I can give you 3 to 4 reading orders for Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere, but that's a whole different thing. But just do let me know if there's any reading order or if Farsi trilogy is the best one to start Robin Hobb books. And let's see who is the 6th author in this list. 6th is pretty basic, I don't even require any recommendations as well. So this is Steve Erickson, and I know this author from his series Malazan, and Malazan is a long series like Robert Jordan's Eye of the World, Robert Jordan's Wheel of the Time, Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time. So it is a similar kind of like series, like I think 10 to 11 books or maybe 20 something books. I don't remember exactly, but I've seen his books. The first one had Moon in the title. I'm not too sure, but I've seen the copy in book fairs like Delhi Book Fair and World Book Fair. So chances are pretty high that I'll get those books from Delhi Book Fair, the old ones. Like you will find those books 150 or 200 bucks at Delhi Book Fair. So I'm hoping to catch that book in the next time whenever I'll visit over there. But I just know of Malazan by this author. Do let me know if there's any other series by this author that I should start, or maybe any like what you say, a standalone book by this author. So I'll be happy to like try that, or maybe underrated or underappreciated book by the same. So do let me know. But I just know Malazan by this author. So this was the 6th in number, again sci-fi fantasy. So let's jump to the next author and let's see who's the 7th one in this list. So the next author is also a fantasy author. So the name is Joe Abercrombie and I own his series Shattered Sea. So I have all the 3 books with me, and most probably these will be the ones that I want to read first, because I own it. But do let me know if there's any other series by this author. Like I've heard of a couple of more series by him, but I'm not too sure if they are all interconnected. But I just got them from HarperCollins sale, because you can see George R.R. Martin like praising these books, Robin Hobb praising these books, then Patrick Rothfuss, and so many like good authors praising these books. I know this can be a marketing stint, but anyhow, these authors, after seeing these name of these authors, I just got this book, all the 3 books in this series. So I'm looking forward to read this author. I'm not too sure when I'll be doing so, but this year can be the one that I finish all these 3 books. These are not like some big books. As you can see, maybe this is 370 or odd pages. So yeah, these are short books, so I can pretty much manage them. So let's see. Do let me know if you have any other recommendations by this author. But I'm looking forward to read Shattered Sea trilogy. I believe that is the series name. I think it's not mentioned. Yeah, it is Shattered Sea. So this was the 7th author, I believe. So let's jump to the 8th one and see what author I have with me. So the next author is pretty famous in YA fantasy, and the name of the author is Sarah J Maas. So I know one of those authors that many people have read. Like Bookstagram is filled with her books, and with the pictures of her books. So I've seen that author quite often on Bookstagram, and I know because I've been a part of like that community from so long. Like I've been a part of BookTube from last 1.5 years, but I was a part of Bookstagram from last 3 to 4 years, if I'm not wrong. So I've seen her, and I've seen her books a lot. So I'm not too sure which book I should read. I've heard of 2 series by this author. One is like Throne of Glass, and the other one I believe was Ekotar. Do let me know if it's worth it, and do let me know what books to start this author with. So let's jump on to the next one, the 9th one. So the other author is again one of those famous ones. So the name is Cassandra Clare, and I've heard of her Mortal Instrument and Infernal Devices series. So I actually included like Infernal Devices in my Kindle Unlimited video, because these books are actually free on Kindle Unlimited. So for the people who want to read Infernal Devices for free and own a Kindle Unlimited subscription can easily read those books. So you can check my Kindle Unlimited video that I did last month, in which you will find 10 recommendations for Kindle from Kindle Unlimited. So do check that video and drop a like over there. Do let me know which books to start by this author, but I'll follow publication order for this. Like Infernal Devices, though it's free on Kindle Unlimited, but I still want to read Mortal Instrument first because that came first. So yeah, that was all, and let's jump to the next one. So the next author, that is the 10th author in this list, is Lee Child, and I've seen quite a few books by this author in Book Fair and Delhi Book Fair and all those things, like Daryaganj Book Market and all those like second-hand bookstores and all those things. So I've known this author from his Jack Reacher series. I believe that's the name of the person on which these books are based on. So there are so many books written by, like I've seen quite a few books written by this author, and I'm not sure if those books are connected. I've seen Jack Reacher books on like Goodreads, but I've seen those hashtag number. That means these are a part of series or not. I'm not actually sure. Like Agatha Christie books are also numbered, like first in series, second in series, till 80 or 70, 80 books, but I'm not sure if these are connected or we can read it like randomly as we can with Agatha Christie books. So do let me know if these books are connected. If they are connected, then I'll have to search for the first book, but if they are not, I can go in and dive in his books randomly. So do let me know, but looking forward to read this author very soon. And this is again one of those famous authors, and a lot many people will be getting mad over it. Well, just a couple of authors left in this list. So the next is James Patterson, again one of those mystery and thriller writer, and I know this author from his books. I think I just can remember, I've heard of him a lot and I've seen his books a lot, but I can just recall President is Missing by him as of now, right now. Yeah, President is Missing was the book that he wrote, I believe with Bill Clinton, if I'm not wrong. So I heard of that book, but there are so many books by him as well. So again, do let me know if the books are connected, or maybe we can dive in like randomly in those. So do let me know what are the famous books by this author, and especially I want those recs that are like underappreciated and underrated, as I was saying in the very start of this video. So do drop your like recommendations in the comment section below. The last couple of authors were all mystery and thriller writers. So the last one is also a mystery thriller writer, and when I was like noting down these names, I had so many authors in my mind. Like I noted down 14, but I narrowed it down to like 12, and the next author is Ken Follett. So I've heard of this author a lot again. So this is mystery and thriller kind of an author, and I think I heard of his Pillars of the Earth. I think that was the name of the book that I've heard of, and I've seen quite a few books by this author at book fairs. Again, as I was saying, like crime thriller and thrillers, crime and normally fictions are easily available at book fair, and yeah, that's the reason I came across these books at book fairs a lot. So do let me know what book I should pick whenever I'll be going to like book fair, and or maybe secondhand book market, flea market, or books by kilo market. So all those things. So do let me know what books to read. I just heard of, as I've said, Pillar of the Earth. I think that was the name of the book, but I'm not like quite familiar with this author. I haven't heard what all series he have written, but I've heard a lot of him, and that's the reason I'm including him in this list. So those were the 12 authors that I want to read, but I would also ask for recommendations by Stephen King and Nicholas Sparks. So Stephen King is the author that I've read just one book of. Like Carrie was the book that I read by him. This is the only book that I've read by him till date, and I own 3 books by Stephen King. The first one is Duma K, Lise's Story, and Elevation. So most probably I'll be reading those 3 books, any one from those 3 books. So I'll be reading any of those books, but you can actually drop your recs in the comment section, like what all books are famous by Stephen King, and what are your favorite that I should read and review. So this is one of those authors, and the next is Nicholas Sparks, again one of those authors that I recently read. And Every Breath was the book that I actually included in my this month's TBR. I wanted to like review that book on Valentine's Day, but I couldn't because I got a little busy with some function and all. You may have like heard of it in my Insta stories, but I got a little busy, so I couldn't review it on time. This was the book by Nicholas Sparks that I own, and this is the only book that I own. So you can drop in your recommendations about this author. Actually, this was pretty on an average side, so if I was to make a choice, I will read The Notebook because I have heard of that book a lot. So maybe you know more than me about this author, and you can drop the recommendations for this one as well. So yeah, actually that was the video that I planned for this month, and I'm so close to like 1k, I will again say. So do subscribe if you find this content a little helpful, and follow this thread, like the comment section below. I believe a few people will comment down below, but if they doesn't, this will be a fail. Do follow the thread for the recommendations from these authors, and that can be helpful for you as well. So you can read those books and can just enjoy those books. Happy reading. So yeah, that was all for this video. I hope you liked it, and if you did, you can hit the like button, you can comment down below as I was asking for, and you can subscribe to my channel. Again, I will be saying that because I'm so close to like 1k subscribers. So subscribe to my channel if not done already. We'll be catching up real soon, and happy reading. Stay home, stay safe, stay healthy, and bye bye.